The entire concept of heaven and hell is a brilliantly constructed lie, a cosmic deception so profound that once you see through it, the ground beneath your feet will completely disappear. The paralyzing fear of heaven and hell that has been beaten into your consciousness for centuries, the burning lakes of fire, the golden palaces in the clouds, or divine beings weighing your sins, is nothing more than a carefully engineered psychological illusion. When modern neurobiology, quantum physics, and the ancient secrets of Tibetan Bardo yoga collide, they reveal a truth so raw that it will shatter your entire existence and religious belief system to its very core. Heaven and hell do not exist as physical places up in the sky or deep below the earth, my friend. They are nothing more than the dark and light dream states of your own mind, rendered directly by your own consciousness at the exact moment of death. And do you want to know the most terrifying part, brother? Right now, as you listen to my voice, you are already living inside one of those mind-constructed dream states. But before we unlock the forbidden, mystical secrets of the Tibetan Book of the Dead, we first have to understand the chilling chemical mechanics of neurobiology that have left the world's top neurologists sweating in pure disbelief. The moment your heart stops beating and oxygen ceases to flow to your brain, your mind releases a chemical floodgate that violently hurls you into an entirely different dimension of time and space. Medical science calls this a massive surge of DMT, or N,N-dimethyltryptamine, famously known as the spirit molecule. Right at the threshold of biological death, when your pineal gland floods your neural network with this super-potent psychedelic substance, your perception of time completely shatters. In the physical realm, only 30 seconds may pass, but inside your expanding consciousness, those 30 seconds stretch into an endless eternity, a trip that feels like thousands of subjective years. Now, I'm going to share something that has haunted the sleep of top-tier neuroscientists and philosophers for generations. This is the exact paradox that makes brilliant thinkers lose their minds when they attempt to process it. Whether this post-death DMT trip takes you to a radiant paradise or a burning abyss is not decided by an external god, a judge, or a divine tribunal sitting on a throne. It is decided entirely by the final state of your subconscious mind, your suppressed trauma, your hidden guilt, and your internal level of peace. To truly grasp this mind-altering reality, we have to step inside the most secret esoteric practice of Tibetan Buddhism, Bardo yoga, derived from the ancient text known as Bardo Thodol, the Tibetan Book of the Dead. Modern science only discovered DMT and complex brain chemistry a few decades ago, but Tibetan lamas and mystics mapped out every single second of the post-mortem journey thousands of years ago through deep meditation and astral projection. The word Bardo literally translates to the intermediate state, the shadowy space between two realities. Tibetan Bardo yoga reveals that when a person crosses the threshold of death, they instantly enter the Chikai Bardo, where the physical body and ego dissolve into nothingness. In that precise instant, you are confronted with the clear light, the unconditioned, boundless essence of supreme, pure consciousness. This is where the cosmic fork in the road appears, my friend. If you have spent your life learning the art of detachment, if you have realized through deep awareness that you are not this mortal body, but the eternal observing witness, you instantly merge with that clear light. There is no heaven, no hell, only infinite bliss, absolute unity, and total freedom. But 99% of human beings recoil in utter terror from that light. Why? Because their ego is desperately attached to their name, their human identity, their worldly possessions, and their earthly desires. The moment they shrink back in fear from the clear light, they plummet straight into the second stage, the Chonyid Bardo. This is the realm where the subconscious mind begins to project its own internal thoughts, fears, and hidden guilt into concrete, physical forms. So you might be asking yourself right now, if heaven and hell are not external physical locations, why do people who experience near-death experiences report seeing lakes of fire, terrifying demons, or grand golden gates? Brother, the answer to that will send chills straight down your spine. Inside the Chonyid Bardo, your subconscious mind functions like a hyper-advanced, ultra-realistic VR engine. If you have lived your entire life weighed down by guilt, hatred, anger, and deep-seated fear, if you were conditioned from childhood to believe that you are a dirty sinner destined to burn in hell, according to church dogmas or religious doctrines, Your own subconscious mind takes that terror and renders it into a solid, living reality. Those horrific demonic entities, the agonizing flames, and the unending nightmare feel so terrifyingly real that it becomes your personal, undeniable hell. But those demons and devils have zero objective existence. They are nothing more than mirrors reflecting your own suppressed emotions, fears, and guilt projected right back at you. Conversely, if a person dies holding deep internal peace, love, and rigid beliefs in a heavenly reward, their subconscious mind constructs an exquisitely beautiful, tranquil dream state. They will see shimmering palaces, benevolent angels, and divine landscapes, everything they conditioned themselves to expect. But what is the unfiltered reality? That heaven is just as simulated, fake, and illusory as the hell right beneath it. Both are personal hallucinations, dream states generated by your own mind. Heaven is simply a pleasant dream, and hell is a terrifying nightmare. Neither of them is real. Imagine you are fast asleep tonight, and you fall into a horrific nightmare where a wild beast is hunting you down. Your chest tightens with physical pain. Your heart races wildly, and you genuinely believe you are about to die. But when you snap awake, was that beast actually in the room with you? Of course not. It was just electrical signals firing across your neurons. Yet while you were inside that dream, the terror was 100% real. Tibetan Bardo yoga reveals that heaven and hell after death operate on the exact same mechanism. The only difference is that once you drop your biological body, you no longer have a physical frame to wake up into. So the dream state stretches out for what feels like millennia. This is the exact point where modern quantum physics and simulation theory line up perfectly with ancient Tibetan wisdom. The famous observer effect in quantum mechanics and recent Nobel Prize-winning research have proved that physical matter is not locally real. Until a conscious observer interacts with a particle, it remains a wave of pure probability. Your consciousness is actively rendering your reality. So when your physical body falls away, your consciousness projects reality directly, completely unhindered by biological laws. Whatever you think instantly manifests. If you think fear, you construct hell. If you think peace, you construct heaven. But what is the ultimate trap within this cosmic drama? Like nested open loops, an even deeper, more haunting question emerges. If heaven and hell are merely self-created dream states, how does a soul break free from this endless cycle? How do we get pulled back into the physical matrix after death? The answer lies hidden in the third and final phase of the Bardo Thodol, the Sidpa Bardo. When a soul wanders through its self-generated dreams of heaven or hell until those projections exhaust themselves, it enters the Sidpa Bardo, the desperate search for rebirth. Here, the soul is confronted with enticing visions and vibrant lights, pulling it toward its next biological destination. Those who remain bound by unfulfilled earthly desires, attachments, and material lust are helplessly drawn toward these energetic frequency visions. According to ancient Tibetan texts, when a disembodied soul sees the vision of beings engaging in the act of creation, it gets overwhelmed by emotional attachment and is sucked directly into a new biological womb. The memory wipe is executed instantly, and the game resets to zero. You are born again as a helpless infant, brainwashed all over again with fake fears of heaven and hell, forever trapped inside the wheel of samsara. So, brother, how do you break out of this ultimate cosmic trap? Ancient Vedantic masters, Buddha, Jesus, and Osho, all pointed to the exact same hidden key, the art of witnessing. Pure, unshakable awareness. When Jesus famously declared, "The kingdom of God is within you," his message was absolute. He was not describing a physical paradise hidden above the clouds waiting for you after you die. He was revealing that heaven and hell are internal states of consciousness. When you uncover the divine, silent peace within yourself, you shatter every illusion manufactured by the Matrix. Osho continuously emphasized that as long as you identify with your thoughts, your ego, and your emotions, you will remain hopelessly chained to the cycle of heaven and hell. The exact moment you become a pure witness, when you observe the visuals, the fears, and the desires of your mind like a detached spectator, your subconscious mind completely loses its power over you. This is the supreme teaching of Tibetan Bardo Yoga. When you stand at the threshold of death and find yourself confronted by terrifying demons of guilt or dazzling angels of paradise, do not cower in fear and do not run toward them in desire. Stand firm in your absolute center and declare to the void, "This is all my own mind. None of this is real. It is all an illusion." The precise second you realize that the demon or angel before you is nothing more than a projection of your own consciousness, the entire hologram collapses into dust. The demonic figures dissolve, the heavenly palaces vanish, and your awareness merges directly into the infinite supreme source of all existence. That is true moksha, absolute liberation, and the ultimate exit code from the matrix. The lie of heaven and hell was invented and sustained for centuries for one reason: to keep you paralyzed by fear. A human being ruled by fear is effortlessly controlled, manipulated, and harvested. When you believe that an angry deity will cast you into eternal flames for disobeying dogma, you surrender your spiritual sovereignty to religious authorities and elite control systems. But the moment you awaken to the truth that heaven and hell are merely subjective dream states of your own mind, your conditioning crumbles into dust. You step forth as a free, sovereign, infinite soul. Take a deep, conscious breath right now and absorb this truth into your very DNA. You are not a fragile, sinful, powerless human waiting to be judged by an external god. You are the infinite, observing awareness that renders this physical universe and every post-death dream realm within it. Heaven and hell exist within you, and the doorway to ultimate freedom is hidden right inside your own awareness. But stay focused, brother, because there is one final chilling glitch that will short-circuit your entire worldview. If our subconscious mind projects our dream states after death, what if the very 3D physical world you are experiencing right now is actually a Bardo dream state taking place before death? What if you have already died, and your entire life right now is just that 30-second DMT trip inside your pineal gland, stretching out to feel like an 80-year lifespan? This is the most mind-shattering glitch of all. A paradox we will fully decode in our next episode on the DMT death loop and the reality paradox. Subscribe to the channel right now, turn on all notifications, and share this transmission with those who are still living in the ancient prison of fear. The next episode will tear down the remaining walls of your reality forever.